Hello, my name is David, but you can call me Skiff, and we are outside in the world one more time. Ah! So, I'm on my way home from the store, and I was having a conversation with my friend Tom. And I decided that I figured I'd bring the conversation to you guys as well, because it sort of blends itself into the conversation we were having last week about queer baiting, where God, this always seems to happen to me when I start filming and talking about this stuff. Okay, let me take it back a little bit. So this past week, I went on a speed dating event because I find it really difficult to date here in Los Angeles, and the apps don't seem to work for me. I've tried them all before. That doesn't mean that I wouldn't consider trying them again, because it has been a while since I tried dating on the apps, and so I figured, why not try something different this time? So I was like, I'm gonna go on this speed dating event. I brought a friend with me, who also happened to be interested in going, and it was a wonderful experience. I had a lot of fun. I recommend it to anyone who is, had difficulty finding a date or has trouble dating in their own city. If you can find a speed dating event, I highly recommend it, because, or even anyone who has social anxiety for that matter, because I know it's hard to meet people in real life in general. So I fully recommend speed dating. I had a great time. It sort of forces you to sit down and talk to somebody, which is wonderful, because you know that there is going to be an ending to this conversation. So even if you don't particularly like this person, or if you're not attracted to them in any way, shape, or form, you do still have to sit there and talk to them for the given amount of time. And the event that I was at, the amount of time was 7 minutes. So it was like, okay, I can have a conversation with somebody for 7 minutes. Who cares? So I had a great time. Now, I'm getting to where I'm getting at. I'm getting to the point I was gonna be making soon, hopefully. So at the end of each date, we were meant to mark on this app that we were provided for at the event whether we wanted to continue to be friends with this person, whether we wanted to go on a date with this person, or if it just wasn't a match. And I know not everyone is going to be everyone's cup of tea, but I found it very interesting and curious that the only person that I matched with was my friend that I went with. And we matched as friends, of course, because we already are friends. It's not like we're gonna date each other. If we wanted to date each other, we would have already done that by now. Let's be honest. And so I was like, I wonder why I was only matched with my friend already. Damn, I'm shiny. And I know not everyone's going to be everyone's cup of tea, so I can't expect to match with a whole bunch of people at an event that is specifically for dating, but at least I thought that maybe I would have been marked down as a friend for somebody else, but apparently not. I thought I was having some interesting conversations with people and I was getting along with everybody nicely, but apparently I was incorrect in that assumption. Or maybe a lot of these people were thinking to themselves, I have enough friends, I don't need any more in my life, which again is also totally fine. It is what it is. I think I'm gonna be doing it again. The next event isn't until September, so I'm not completely mad about the situation, and I'm not upset with the results that I got. I just find it interesting. Oop, we're outside, I'll be. And so I was having this conversation with my friend, and we were talking about the upcoming finale of season 10 of RuPaul's Drag Race, and the vixen, and what happened at the reunion. If you haven't watched it, I'll sum it up very quickly. The entire season was a completely volatile character and was quote unquote starting fights with people throughout the entire season, and was, I think, completely misunderstood throughout the entire season as to like her intentions behind being so angry, again, I think in quotation marks. And at the reunion, the vixen got into a fight with whoever she got into a fight with, and then a fight with RuPaul, and then eventually it ended up leaving her, ending up having her just get up and leave the reunion and not come back. And so we started talking about that, and Asia's reaction to it, Asia O'Hara's reaction to it, really got to me. And it made me start thinking about how we, as within the gay community, have so much joy. We gain so much joy and pleasure from watching drag queens and drag queens perform, and we lift them up on this pedestal as performers. And we're so ready to go out and support them, and we go to drag con and we go to their shows, but when it comes to romantic relationships, often you find that a lot of these drag queens, not the Ru girls I don't think, but I think outside of the Ru girls, a lot of drag queens' romantic relationships don't seem to exist, to put it so casually, I guess. And they often have a very hard time even finding anyone to date, or even having the ability to reveal to the person that they are interested in dating at first that they do perform in drag. And it lends itself to this whole idea of femme shaming, I think, within our community, where we're so afraid of our own femininity. That came out weird. Our own femininity, that we're so willing to tear each other down for being femme and not wanting to appear femme ourselves, and this whole idea of like mask for mask only. And you know, it's not something that I completely ascribe to, because within like the femme spectrum, let's not lie, on a scale from 1 to 5, I'm probably closer to 5. I'm most definitely closer to 5 than I am to 1. 1 being mask, 5 being completely femme. And we so often forget that like these people, speaking about the drag queens, are first people, and they do have sexual desires, and they do have romantic needs, and they do want to be in relationships with people, and they do deserve love, and we're so ready to discount them when it comes to wanting to be in a relationship with them. But when they're performing, we're so ready to support them, which to me doesn't make any sense. And it lends itself back to this whole conversation that we were having last week, I think, about queer baiting, that it's all about representation, because so often the representation in mainstream media of gay people is one thing or the other. Either you're completely femme and you are a drag queen, or you're a clown on a television show, or you're completely masked and you're passing as straight and you're played by a straight man on a television show or a film. So, and there's so many variants within that spectrum that it's hard for me to think that there aren't people out there who are attracted to femme queens, and there aren't people out there who are attracted to whatever, you know. Kimchi has a song about it, fat femination, you know. It's like one of those things like that you see on Grindr profiles all the time, or Tinder profiles all the time, or OkCupid. It's like no fats, no femmes, no Asians, and it's sort of like, well, these people do have feelings too, and these people do have wants and needs and desires. And I'm not saying that everyone has to be attracted to everybody. People have attractions to whatever they have attractions to, but where do we draw the line? Like what is okay for us as the gay community to behave towards each other, and how can we expect to advance in society and gain more rights and gain more visibility when we can't even support each other, and we can't even, I'm gonna turn around here, we can't even find the ability to be nice to each other, and we can't find the ability to like release that desire to be socially accepted within the straight community, and be like, well, the only way to be accepted is to be masked, and the only way that you can find a boyfriend is to be a muscle queen, or like, you know, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, when we decided to draw these lines, and when we decided that this was the only way to be, and this was the only way to behave, and this was the only way that things can work, and if you're femme, you're not desirable because, you know, masculinity is the only thing that's accepted within communities and the only thing that's accepted within society, and it's just like, it's completely bullshit. Excuse my French, but you know, we so often forget that the people that led the movements for us to get to where we are today are the people who, within the spectrum of gay people, we're leaning towards the more femme side, because you know what? At the end of the day, those are the people who have stuck out in society to begin with, and they're the ones who had to start the fight, because they were the ones who were being persecuted for being gay to begin with. It was the drag queens, it was the transgendered people, it was the femboys, you know. These are the people who within society already weren't accepted and still aren't to a certain degree, and had to fight for our rights as a community because they were the ones who were being persecuted. They were the ones who were being arrested. They were the ones who were, you know where I'm going with this. And it's just so hard for me. And I know I'm rambling a little bit here, and it does seem that I'm like very upset that like I wasn't able to find a match at speed dating. And it's just like, you know, that aside, yes, it hurt my feelings a little bit, but at the same time, it's like, you know, not everyone's gonna be attracted to me, and that's perfectly fine. I can accept that. And I'll just go back again. But it's hard to think that when you've been trying to date for so long and haven't had much luck at it, that because you lie on the closer side of femme than you do of mask, that isn't the reason why you aren't able to find a mate. And I, you know, speaking frankly, like I've had friends tell me, now granted these friends are within the straight community and I know that you're watching, say that like I need to sort of find a way to blend better into mainstream society, to put it so lightly, which I don't agree with. I just don't think that not being myself and being and trying to be somebody else is going to gain me any success in this world, or is going to gain me any love in this world, because at the end of the day, it's going to be a falsehood. It isn't going to be who I am. And yes, who I am may not be desirable to everybody, but that's fine. The person or the people that it is desirable to will find me eventually. We'll find each other. And I can only hope that that will end up being the case, because the alternative just doesn't seem desirable to me, to change myself to fit into society, and I don't think that anybody should have to do that. That's completely ludicrous. I will stop rambling right now. And I'm gonna leave the conversation to you. What do you think? Let me know how you feel about this. If you have any opinions about this, if you, I don't know, have any help for a single lady out there, let me know. Okay, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this stream of consciousness video yet again. I really enjoy making these types of videos, so let me know if you want me to keep doing it, because I will, because for me it's really fun just getting to ramble. As you see, I can't stop myself. If you'd like to see more of me, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell notification so you get notified every single time I upload a new video. If you want to keep up with me on a more regular basis, you can follow me across all social media platforms that you can call me Skiff, and we will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.